Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Catholics at Home podcast. As we enter into the celebration of Easter, I thought I'll take a moment just to reflect on the gospel passage that we would have listened if we had gone to Mass on Sunday to celebrate the Lord's resurrection. Well, most of us, at some point in our lives, would have had an experience of having lost something or even misplaced an item. The emotions that accompany such times, it depends on how valuable that lost item may have been. Well, it may have been valuable because not just because of its price, but probably also because of the memories that are attached to a particular item. I myself have had experiences of losing sleep when I cannot find something that I've been looking for the whole day. And the reality is that as I grow older, these senior moments are no longer few and far apart. But there's always great joy when you rediscover something at some point. Each of the Gospels have a description of how the disciples discovered the empty tomb, and all accounts of the appearances of the risen Jesus point to a greater reality. The Gospel today, we are presented John's account of the discovery of the empty tomb. The account gives a prominent role to Mary Magdalene, who down the centuries people would refer to her as the apostle to the apostles. Well, rushing to arrive early at the tomb of Jesus, Mary Magdalene must have thought she was having a senior moment. Is this the correct tomb? Who could have rolled the stone away? After all, it was very early in the morning and it must have been quite dark. It is in such darkness and confusion that the dread realization slowly dawns on Mary Magdalene. The tomb is empty. The Lord is truly gone. Not even a body to cry over. She runs to Simon Peter and says, "They have taken him away." And she even assumes foul play. Somebody may have stolen the body of Jesus. However, it is in her moment of grief that she will go on to encounter the brightest light, and that is Jesus Christ. When she is at her lowest ebb and everything seems lost, nothing to hold on to except for memories, the rising sun is about to dawn on her. Hearing Jesus call her, "Mary," she suddenly realized it is the Lord. Grief is replaced with joy, darkness with light, disillusionment with anticipation, and fear with courage. And she now goes to the apostles and she preaches the first Easter sermon. He is alive. At every Easter, like how Jesus called out to Mary, he calls us. He calls us by name. He calls us to be purified by the fire of love as we carry the light. He calls us to trust in his promise as we listen to the history of salvation. He calls us to renew our faith as we approach the waters of life. And finally, he calls us to the banquet that brings us all eternal life. Jesus brings new meaning to our lives because he is neither a memory nor someone from the ancient past. He is alive and he is with us. And because of that, we can look forward to the unknown future with great hope. In the words of Carrie Ten Boom in her book, The Hiding Place, she said, "Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God." When Mary Magdalene and the companions of Jesus rediscovered him, a new vigor dawned on them, and their lives were never the same again. All that Jesus had taught them comes to life. Likewise, this Easter must be our time to renew our hope in God and enkindle in us the faith that has been put into our hearts. St. Francis de Sales says, faith is like a bright ray of sunlight. It enables us to see God in all things, as well as all things in God. And so, at this time, when most things look bleak, gloomy, and uncertain all around the world, we must open our eyes to see the risen Christ in all things and embrace all things in Him who gives us everything. For this reason, my dear friends, Easter must resound hope, because Christ's resurrection is the true hope of the world, the hope that does not disappoint. Today, we need to hear once again the first sermon. He is alive. And let us share this message with all. Jesus is our hope, and He is alive. I take this occasion to wish each and every one of you, to your loved ones, to my parishioners, to my friends, a blessed Easter. May the risen Christ shine His light upon you and brighten your day today.